we will have a look at a couple of theorems from this chapter and how to prove them. Okay, this is the first theorem, 10.1. Equal chords of a circle subtend equal angles at the center. Now, when the statement is given, equal chords of a circle, that means you have to draw a circle, and inside that circle you will take two chords which are equal. So I have taken chord AB and chord CD of equal measure or of equal length. Now they subtend equal angles at the center. So from the starting point A and ending point B, you draw an angle that is AOB. Likewise, you draw another angle COD. Both the angles will meet at the center. Now from this information, what do you think is given? Equal chords of a circle. So it is given chord AB is equal to chord CD. What you have to prove? They subtend equal angles at the center. That means they form equal angles at the center. So the theorem is divided into few parts. You write down first what is given, then you write down what you need to prove, and then we begin with the proof. Now look at these two triangles. Let us prove these two triangles congruent by the test of congruency that you have learnt in lower class. Chord AB is congruent to chord CD because it is already mentioned, it is already given. Then OB and OD, that is sec OB and sec OD, are equal to each other because they are the radii of the same circle, and OA is congruent to OC because these two segments are also radii of the same circle. So you get three sides which we have proved congruent of one triangle, and they are also congruent to the corresponding three sides of the other triangle. So the two triangles become congruent by which test? By SSS congruence rule. And if the two triangles are congruent by SSS congruence rule, you have learned that the remaining parts, they automatically become congruent because they are the corresponding parts of congruent triangles. You can write the short form of that, that is CPCT. So we have proved this theorem that equal chords of a circle, they subtend equal angles at the center. Now we move on to another theorem, that is the converse of this theorem, the converse of theorem 10.1. Theorem 10.2. If angles subtended by the chords of a circle at the center are equal, then the chords are equal. Like I mentioned, it is the converse of the earlier theorem. Divide the statement into given and what you need to prove. So what is given? If the angle subtended by the chords of a circle at the center are equal, that means the angles formed by the chords at the center are equal. So this angle AOB is congruent to angle DOC. It is already given. Then the chords are equal. Whatever statement comes after then is what you need to prove. So here you need to prove that chord AB is congruent to chord CD. So how do you go about proving it? You will take these two triangles and prove these two triangles congruent by a test of congruence. So let us see how to do it. So you begin with what is given and then you move on to what you need to prove. These two steps are very, very important. You have to decipher this from the statement that is mentioned. Now begin with the proof. In triangle AOB and triangle DOC, it is mentioned that OB and OC are equal to each other because they are the radii of the same circle. So you have to write the reason next to that. According to the statement, we know that angle AOB and angle DOC both are congruent. So that is also mentioned here. It is given. And this segment OA is congruent to segment OD because they are also the radii of the same circle. So we have one side we have one angle and another side. So the two triangles become congruent by which test? SAS test. Side, angle, side. And when the triangles are congruent by SAS test, the next step is to write down which are the corresponding parts. You choose that, the one that is required to be proved. So therefore, chord AB is congruent to chord DC because of corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Let us look at some more theorems which are very important in this chapter. Recall that two circles are congruent if they have the same radii. You know that. Prove that equal chords of congruent circles. I've highlighted this word congruent circles because it means that you have to draw two circles of the same radii. And they subtend equal angles at their centers. Like how I mentioned just some time back, that in order to prove a theorem, you have to divide that statement into two parts, what is given and what you need to prove. So what is given here? Equal chords of congruent circles subtend equal angles at their center. Equal chords, that means it is mentioned that chord PQ and this chord SR or RS, both of them are equal and they are chords of congruent circles. That means you have to draw two circles which are of the same radii. But what do these chords do? These chords, they subtend angle at the center. Are they not forming angle at the center? Look here, POQ and angle SOR. They are forming angles at the center. You have to prove that these angles that are formed at the center are equal. So you have to prove angle POQ is congruent to angle RO-S. I have named this circle, the first circle, as a circle with center O, and the second circle is having center O dash. Now proof. Take these two triangles, okay? This angle that I have shown, you need not mention it now. This is something that you need to prove, okay? So do not put any indication on the triangle. You start off with the radii being equal. So this side PO is congruent to O dash R because they are the radii of congruent circles. So that is mentioned out here. Okay. Take the other radii, that is OQ and O dash S. These two are also congruent because they are the radii of congruent circles. What is remaining? They have mentioned that chord PQ and chord RS are congruent. So if PQ and RS are congruent, you have to mention that under given. So this side is equal to this side. OP is congruent to O dash R and OQ is congruent to O dash S. So the three sides of one triangle is congruent to the corresponding three sides of another triangle. Therefore, the two triangles are congruent by SSS congruence rule. Equal chords and their distances from the center. What is the meaning of this? I have taken segment AB and another segment XD is drawn. Let's compare this with the diagram out here. Here I have drawn XD perpendicular to this line AB. What I'm trying to show out here is the length of segment XD is least when it is perpendicular to AB. You compare the various line segments which are drawn on this AB. Look at this segment XP. Its length is definitely more than XD. Similarly, look at length XN. Its length is more than XD. And if you compare length XM to that of XD, XM also will be longer than XD. So what do we conclude? The length of the perpendicular from a point to a line is the distance of the line from the point, and it is the shortest distance. Okay, now here we come to a very important theorem, because there are a lot of questions which are based on this theorem. Let us see what the theorem is. Theorem 10.3 of your textbook. The perpendicular from the center of a circle to a chord bisects the chord. So, you need to draw a circle and take one chord AB. The perpendicular from the center of the circle, that means this O is the center of the circle. I am drawing a perpendicular line OM to this chord AB. And what does this perpendicular line do? It bisects this chord AB. When you bisect this chord AB, it means AM is congruent to BM. But that is what you need to prove. A theorem will have given and to prove. So what do you think is given in this? Let us see. Seg OM is perpendicular to chord AB. And what is it that you need to prove? It bisects the chord. So the proof, to prove seg AM congruent seg BM. And now the next part is the proof. So you'll take two triangles. Let us prove these two triangles congruent. Let's start with what is given. Angle OMA is congruent to angle OMB. We know that because it is given that it is perpendicular. The line OM is perpendicular to the chord AB. Next step. OM is congruent to OM. It's a common side. OM segment is shared by both the triangles. And then what about OA and OB? Are they also congruent? Hypotenuse OA is congruent to hypotenuse OB. Why is it that I have used the word hypotenuse OA equal to hypotenuse OB? Because these two triangles are right angle triangles, and you know that the side opposite to the right angle is the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse OA congruent hypotenuse OB, because they are the radii of the same circle. So the two triangles become congruent now by which test? They become congruent by RHS, that is right hypotenuse side test. This is the test for congruency when it is a right angle triangle, and most important, one of the perpendicular side will be congruent and the hypotenuse will also be congruent. So you use the RHS rule only and only if the triangle is a right angle triangle, one of the perpendicular side is congruent. So this is one of the perpendicular side that is congruent, and the hypotenuse has to be congruent. So OA was congruent to hypotenuse OB. And then after mentioning the test of congruency, what is the next step? CPCT. So CPCT is what you actually have to prove in this case. So AM is therefore congruent to BM because they are the corresponding paths of congruent triangles. So with this, we have proved a very important theorem. You have to remember this theorem. The perpendicular from the center of a circle to the chord bisects the chord. Okay, now let us look at the converse of this theorem. Now this is the converse of the previous theorem. Here it is mentioned that in a circle, this line OM, which is intersecting line AB, it is bisecting this chord. So AM is equal to BM, and you have to prove in this that OM is perpendicular to chord AB. Again, begin with given and to prove. So it is given seg MA congruent seg MB. The line drawn through the center of a circle to bisect a chord, that means the chord is already bisected, is perpendicular to the chord. That means you have to prove that OM is perpendicular to AB. So to prove seg OM perpendicular chord AB, then the proof, take the two triangles. Prove the two triangles are congruent. So how do you go about proving it? OA is equal to OB because it is the radii of the same circle. Do you see a common side in this? OM is equal to OM, which is a common side. And what is given? It's mentioned MA congruent to MB. So the two triangles are congruent. Now by which test? Three sides are given. So it is congruent by SSS congruence rule. And after proving that triangles are congruent, you use CPCT. So according to CPCT, therefore OMA is congruent to OMB. Here I have chosen the two angles because you have to prove that OM is perpendicular. In order to prove the line is perpendicular, you have to show one of the angle is 90 degree. In order to prove one angle is 90, we take the angles as CPCT. But these two angles, OMA and OMB, are they not forming linear pair? So their total is 180. Twice angle OMA equal to 180 from 1 and 2. I substitute this statement 1 in statement 2. Instead of OMB, I write OMA because OMB is equal to OMA. So instead of OMB, you write OMA. So angle OMA plus angle OMA is equal to 180. So 2 times angle OMA is 180. So what do you get? OMA as 90. And if angle OMA is 90, it means that OMB is also 90. Therefore, OM is perpendicular to chord. Now 10.4 and 10.7 theorem, I have just jotted it down. You don't have to prove it, just understand the meaning of this theorem. The equal chords of a circle or of congruent circles are equidistant from the center or centers. The meaning of this is, in this given circle, if I draw two equal chords, say chord AB and chord CD, both of them are equal, means their measures are equal. So suppose this AB is 6 centimeter, then CD will also be 6 centimeter. Then in such a case, what happens? You will notice that they will be equidistant from the center. That means distance MO will be equal to distance NO. So given two chords equal in length, their distance from the center will also be equal. So if OM is 4 centimeter, then what will be ON? ON will also be 4 centimeter. Similarly, 10.7 theorem. Chords equidistant from the center of a circle are equal in length. Chords equidistant from the center. So there are two chords AB and CD. Their distance from the center is equal. That means OM is equal to ON. So if OM is 4, ON is also 4. Then what happens to these two chords? These two chords will have equal length when you measure. So these two theorems, you just have to understand it. What does it imply? And these statements that are given, you will be using that in some questions which you're going to see later. Okay, now let's move a little further. Okay, this is one of the question from 10.4, question number 4. It is based on one of the theorem that you have learned now. I'm just giving you a hint. Think about it. It is based on which theorem? I have not put the question. I'll just explain what is this diagram about. They have given you two concentric circles and the center remains the same O. This is the smaller circle and the larger circle, and there is a line that is intersecting the two concentric circles at point A, B, C and D. Construction, you have to draw OM perpendicular to AD. And here they have asked you to prove AB is congruent to CD. This is what you need to prove. I have not put the question here. It is from 10.4, question number 4. The question says, given this figure, prove AB congruent to CD. So the hint is given here. So with this, we have completed important theorems of circle in this second part. There are few more theorems left. We will look at that later. Okay, I want you to jot down these theorems, go through these theorems because problems are based on them.